Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Fanatics. I'm Brayden, and we are here today to do a ranking of all 12 Friday the 13th films from the worst to the best, according to me and my own personal tastes and preferences. Now, before I start this video, it goes without saying that these are my opinions. They're not your opinions. I do not want people to get mean to each other and mean to me in the comment section below, so just be nice. If you want to put your ranking down in the comment section, please do. Just be nice to each other. Everyone's opinions are different. Anyway, that's it. Let's get into this ranking. This is going to be a long one. We've got 12 films, so let's get into it. Coming in at number 12 is going to be Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Now, I really don't like this movie. There's not much I do like. Starting with the pros, I think Kane Hodder is still pretty good. He's giving it his all. And the rooftop kill with the boxer is cool. Yeah, everything else sucks. This movie blows. This movie really does. It is a terrible Friday the 13th. Jason doesn't take Manhattan until like the last 20 minutes of the film. Jason's look is really weird, like coming off of Part 7, which is my favorite Jason look. Part 8, they completely ruin it. I hate what he looks like under the mask. Just everything about this movie is terrible. The pacing sucks. This is one of the only Fridays that I kept looking at my watch when I was watching it. Like, okay, is it gonna end? Is it gonna end? And I was like 20 minutes in, I was like, end already. This movie sucks. I hate it. All the cast is terrible. I like the boxer Julius. That's the only like interesting character. The rest are awful. The ending is terrible. Not much else I can say about this one. This movie is just garbage and easily my least favorite. So it's coming in at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is Jason X. Now from here on out, the rest of these movies I either kind of enjoy to love. So Part 8 is the only one I do not like at all. But Jason X is an interesting movie. It's not my thing, man, but I don't respect it, but I can have fun with it because it reminds me of sci-fi and action movies I love. I think Kane Hodder is much better here than he was in Part 8. It's a fine movie. It's not hard to judge Jason X because it's so over the top and so cheesy. If you go into it with those expectations, you're gonna have a blast. But if you go in expecting a Friday the 13th film that has that kind of eerie, unsettling tone that most of these movies do, you're not gonna get it. But it is a fun film. It's fun enough. I actually kind of enjoyed the cast of characters here. I think Uber Jason is visually really cool and really interesting. There's some aspects I like. There are some kills that I like. The frozen head kill is especially cool. But there's just way too much humor in this movie. Any way you try to put humor into a horror movie, especially a Jason movie, it either works really well or it doesn't. And this is one of those movies where it's a mixed bag, but besides the weird humor, this movie is just fun. It's not my favorite of the franchise, that's why I rank it so low. Not a movie I'm going to rewatch, but I do like some aspects of it. The opening is actually pretty cool. There's some interesting moments throughout. And Kane Hodder is once again giving it his all. So coming in at number 11 is Jason X. Coming in at number 10 is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. This was, of course, after Part 4. Jason was dead and they did their own thing. And I kind of respect it in that aspect. Now, this movie, talk about tongue-in-cheek in a slasher movie. This is as tongue-in-cheek as it gets. This movie is a weird, bizarre, sleazy, but it's kind of just a ton of fun. Like, it's when the filmmakers just took the rule book, chucked it out the window, and let's just put these characters in some sort of halfway house and have some copycat Jason come around and kill them. And it's a lot of fun. I honestly really like this cast of characters. Not my favorite cast of characters in the franchise, but it's an interesting cast of characters. This version of Tommy Jarvis is fine. I much prefer Tom Matthews in Part 6. But this movie's just a ton of fun. The reveal of who the killer is, I'm not going to spoil it, but the reveal of the killer is kind of okay. it's not great. I don't think, like, for a whodunit to work, you need to be constantly engaging with the killer. So when it comes as a twist, it's not totally out of left field. In this twist, you see this character for about a minute in the entire film. That's about it. But I do like how the mask is different. It's got the blue wings on it instead of the red ones. That's an interesting detail. But this movie's fun. I like the kill with the big clippers or whatever they're called. The belt kill is cool. Hani crushes the guy's skull. There's some cool kills throughout. Some of it's cut down. A lot of it's cut down. The MPAA really tore this one apart. But honestly, I kind of like when kills are off screen and you don't see everything, because what you don't see is much scarier than what you do see. But yeah, part 5's fun. It's an interesting addition. I don't hate it like a lot of fans, but it's not one of my favorites. But yeah, coming in number 10 is part 5. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Freddy versus Jason. Now, I had a blast with this movie. I really did. Now, it's low because it's not one I'm going to watch a whole lot. Some of the dialogue doesn't work for me. This cast of characters I do not enjoy watching at all. I wouldn't say that. There's some interesting characters throughout, but it's kind of bland and boring and not terribly interesting. But there are moments where the characters do have some really funny lines. But overall, the cast, a little mixed for me. But Robert Englund, once again, sells it as Freddy Krueger. He is the main point you watch this movie, is Robert Englund, and he's amazing. But the actor they got to play Jason, I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry. He's pretty good. I wish it was Ken Hodder, but this Jason is pretty good. I hate the look of Jason, but the performance I like a lot. And I love the last 30 minutes. Starting at the asylum and ending on the dock with the big final fight. I love all that stuff. But everything before the big third act, it's okay. There's some interesting things throughout. I love the cornfield slaughter scene with Jason and Freddy, where it's like a dream, then not a dream. It's kind of jumping in and out. I love that. That's awesome. There's some interesting ideas throughout. I think the bed kill is cool when Jason stabs a guy and then takes the bed and folds it. That's a great kill. I love the line that comes out of it. After the cops investigate the house, one of the cops, they're outside, and one of the cops goes, "Wow, killed by a bed," or something like that. That was a really funny line. But there's funny lines throughout. There are entertaining moments throughout. The third act is great, but not one I'm gonna watch a whole lot. If I want a Freddy movie, this is one I'll go to, but not a Jason movie. So, Freddy vs. Jason comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Friday the 13th, Part 3. Now, I'm going to do my best to defend myself. Why do I have to defend myself? It's my list. But Friday the 13th, Part 3, I know this is probably very sacrilegious to put it at number 8, but I do really enjoy this movie. Like, don't get me wrong. I do really enjoy this film. And from here on out, the rest of these movies I really enjoy. Part 3 is just really boring, but I enjoy it because I actually like the characters here. I like spending time with them. I think the final girl is really good. The other side characters are great. I mean, even the bikers, I think, are fun characters. This version of Jason is one of the most iconic. I love the hockey mask. I love the whole scene on the dock when he shoots the one girl with the harpoon gun. Great sequence. The third act is fantastic. I love the whole barn setting. This house, this cabin is iconic. Like, there's so many iconic moments, but they all happen in the back end of the second act and in the third act. So you have to sit through an act and a half of kind of boring dialogue and just people walking around. But I like the tone here. I like how it's slowly building tension. It is a very fun movie. I really enjoy it, and I will definitely go back and revisit it if I want this type of Jason movie. So Part 3 is coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, this is going to make a lot of people mad, and that is the remake from 2009. This movie rules. It really does. It's a movie that was so much fun to watch, and just like, it's such a blast, and it's just awesome. This Jason is one of the best. This Jason's probably one of the creepiest Jasons, and the Jason I would not want chasing after me. I like the whole idea where he's a survivalist now. He's kind of like Leatherface in the sense that he just doesn't want people on his land. That's it. Like, he just wants to be left alone. I like the cast of characters here. Trent is annoying. I love his death scene. The entire opening is fantastic. The opening is like a short film in and of itself, but the rest of the film is great. I love the boat kill where Harry shoots a bow at the one guy's head. That whole sequence is fantastic. I love the scene when the girl is under the dock. It's fantastic. The entire ending is amazing. The wood chipper kill when they put Jason into the wood chipper is awesome. There's so many great moments throughout this entire film. I love it. Now, what holds it down for me is the really awkward love scene between Trent and that one girl. It goes on for eternity, and I wanted to just, oh my god, that sequence. We didn't need to see 5 minutes of it. It feels like 5 minutes. It's probably like a minute and a half, but it feels like forever. The lovemaking scene with Trent and that blonde girl. But other than that, I love this movie. This movie's awesome. And number 7 is not a bad spot to be on a list out of 12. So coming in number 7 is the remake. Coming in at number 6, we have Friday the 13th, the original. I really love this movie. I just have a ton of fun with it. It's very nostalgic. This was the first Friday movie I ever saw. Very much so, a lot of nostalgia. A lot of memories of watching this a few times with my dad and just like, just having a blast with it. This movie's so much fun. Now, granted, it's kind of boring, but I love the atmosphere here. Pamela Voorhees, that character is amazing. The entire third act is thrilling, and just, it's a famous movie for a reason. Started a franchise that is amazing. It's not the best in the franchise, but it's still really good. So coming in number 6 is the original. Now, bringing us into the top 5, here we are, and bringing us into the top 5 at number 5, we have Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. I love weird, insane, bizarre, horror, sci-fi movies, and this movie fit the bill. I had a total, absolute blast with this movie. I loved it. It was entertaining, engaging, weird, bizarre, intriguing from start to finish. The pacing is terrific. This movie moves at lightning speed. I love the ideas here. It's not Jason the whole time. I don't care. This movie is awesome. Like, if this wasn't a Friday film, this movie would be a horror classic. But since it is a Friday film, you have to judge it from that aspect. But I can take that aspect out and just enjoy this movie on its own as just being bizarre and weird. And I think the director fulfilled his vision. I love this movie. This movie is just a total blast. It's just an insane movie. It's I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun watching it. I love Creighton Duke as a character. Actually, all the characters here I think are quite interesting and fun. The scene when the one cop like starts melting and he's sticking to the floor. The makeup is incredible. This movie is just bizarre and weird. And if you're in that right mindset, you'll have a ton of fun with it. If you like those types of movies, you will 100% go with it. So coming in number 5 is Jason Goes to Hell. Now, coming in at number 4, we have Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now, part 4. This film is so dang awesome. Friday the 13th, part 4 is amazing. A true slasher work of art. This movie deserves to be in the film books as one of the greatest horror films ever. I adore this film. Now you might ask, why is it only at number 4 and not number 1? I don't want to be cliche and just default it to the top because that's what everyone else does. I think this movie's awesome. Is it perfect? No. Is it as close to perfect as we'll ever get in terms of Friday film? Yes. This movie is awesome. The pacing is a little off. It's really slow at times. But this is my favorite cast of characters, I think. Like, my top 5, I love all of the characters in these top 5 movies. Part 4 is a great cast of characters, of course. Crispin Glover and his insane dance. The introduction to Tommy Jarvis, played brilliantly by Corey Feldman. Just a great cast of characters. This Jason, of course, rest in peace, Ted White. You are one of the greatest Jasons ever. He's awesome here. He's so good as this character. Like, the way he moves is how I think Jason would move, and just how he would act. And just, I love all the kills here, of course, the corkscrew kill, throwing one of the twins out the window, and then she lands on the car explodes. All great kills, a great movie, fantastic horror movie, just so awesome, and it's coming in at number 4. Now, here we are, the top 3. You can probably guess which ones are going to be my top 3 of the ones I haven't mentioned yet, but which order will they be in? Drum roll, please. Now, at number 3 is Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Yes! The iconic Jason Lives. This movie, I have no... I could pick apart any slasher film, but this film, the pace, everything, the characters, I love the kills. This Jason is awesome. The whole RV stunt, like, there's so much good in this film. When I try to pick out bad things, it's hard for me. Like, I think this movie's awesome. This movie is just one of the epitomes of cool and just awesome. And this is the only Friday film where the humor nails and it works. Because this movie's very tongue-in-cheek, and this is what I want out of a Friday the 13th film. Just fun, energy. Tom Matthews is full of energy. This entire cast is full of energy. This is probably, quite possibly, my favorite cast of characters, but I just love so many of these characters. Tom Matthews is great. The sheriff's daughter, even his deputy is funny. Even the groundskeeper of the cemetery is cool and funny, and just, yeah. That's the cemetery opening. The cemetery opening is my favorite Friday the 13th opening. It's so awesome. He gets resurrected by a lightning bolt. He is a super-powered zombie. And I just adore this film. Part 6 is amazing. Breathed brand new life into the franchise. Breathed new life into horror. And I will always love it. So coming in number 3 is Part 6. Now, these top 2 I juggled with a lot. Which one to put at number 1 and which one to put at number 2, but I'm pretty sure this will stay my ranking forever. Coming in number 2 is Friday the 13th, Part 2. Yes, the iconic sequel. This film's awesome. Now, I do not like the opening to this film. I like it in concept, but the execution is so long. And the dream sequence at the opening takes forever to get done. And by the time the dream sequence is over, the movie's dragging. But once the opening kill happens, the movie really picks up. And from there on, I love it. I think it's awesome. This film moves at a lightning speed. One of my favorite scenes in all of horror happens when Paul and Jenny, which, by the way, Jenny's a fantastic final girl, they're investigating the house towards the end of the film. The famous, there's someone in this room, Paul. I love that scene. It's so suspenseful and creepy and eerie. This movie really nailed down the type of tone for Friday the 13th that most of the films keep. I think Sackhead Jason is honestly kind of cool. He's a little bit clumsy. Jenny does own him throughout the entire film, but I think Jason's cool. I love the ending in his little shack where she puts on the sweater and she's like, Jason, mother is talking to you. Love that whole sequence. This movie just builds and builds and builds to a crescendo of a climax, and I love it. Friday the 13th Part 2, an awesome sequel, and it's coming in at number 2. Now, coming in at number 1 through process of elimination is Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Now, wait. Before you murder me in the comments section, hear me out. By Part 6, they breathe new life into the franchise, and it's only fitting that in the next film, they do something different. I love Part 7. I love the kills, I love the characters, I love the final girl. My favorite Jason performance and Jason look, Ken Hodder, is awesome. I love the setting, I love the climax, I love the opening is cool. A house explodes at the end, like a house blows up at the end. I love the ending with the dad killing Jason, dragging him back into the lake. Like, I'm just gonna throw my arms up and say I adore Part 7. It's so much fun. It's so entertaining. It's so fast paced. Tina is a fantastic final girl. The entire third act, instead of doing a final girl circuit, it's just a final girl versus Jason, and I love it. Ken Hodder gets the crap kicked out of him. I heard he almost died a few times. I think the 2 times that he almost died was when he fell through the stairs. He almost hit his head on the actual stairs. And when the roof comes down on him, yes, that's a real person. I think he almost died then too. Just Kane Hodder's commitment to this role is amazing. The makeup on Jason's incredible. This is my favorite look of Jason, my favorite Jason mask. Just, I can go on and on. I love the side characters here. I love the doctor. I love how weird he is and how dumb he is and how you just want him to get his kill, and he does. It's the weed whacker kill. Now, the con that people throw out this movie is like, oh, the MPAA cut down the kills. And yes, they did. But I love horror movies where you don't see a lot. Like, I love that type of thing. That's why I adore the original Halloween, is you don't see much. It's really creepy. What you don't see to me is more creepy than what you do see, and I love these kills that they're either quick cuts or they're like off screen, which is so just cool that a horror movie to me can be effective when you don't see a lot. I don't know. This movie is just awesome. It just entertained me from start to finish. It just, like, the more I think about it, the more I get excited about it. Like, I don't know if you can see, I'm just really excited about this film. I'm just so glad that this one came out on top. I love this movie through and through, and just, it's an awesome, total blast of a film, and creative and inventive and unique, and it's coming in at number 1. And that's my ranking of all 12 Friday the 13th films. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to my last review in this October marathon, which is of course going to be my Halloween Ends review. Look forward to that. But thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very, very soon. Please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and write comments down below. Maybe putting your ranking of Friday the 13th or your opinions of my ranking. Just be nice to each other, and please be nice to me. This is just my opinion. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And this has been Brayden from the Movie Fanatics, signing off.